girl Stacey Cake, your host for What's Hot, and today I'm here with another Feeding the Fire Friday advice video. For this video, I'm going to specifically be talking about time management as after college and how it's different from being in college, and how you kind of have to relearn and reprocess like what you do with your time. Me personally, it definitely has been a challenge. Like, I'm a fan of routines, but I also get very bored with routines. I like routines because you kind of know what's next, what's coming up, you plan for what you have. I try to keep a planner. I'm sometimes inconsistent with that, just like taking the time to write stuff down. But I do find that I'm most productive when I have a plan, and often when it's all laid out, because I feel good as I check each and everything off. I don't know if you guys feel the same. Please comment and let me know what you think. Is a planner a good idea or isn't it? But for me, it works, and I'm definitely trying to be more consistent in using that. And I'm like super like girly, so I like stickers and everything you can put in different spots, like this is payday, got a dentist this day, got a date that day, that whole shebang bang. But yeah, I definitely need to be more consistent with that. But anyway, so going from college to like post-college, post-grad life, it was like a shock in itself, because you're already dealing with a lot, not being in college anymore. And specifically for me, it was like, okay, living on campus for 4 years, and then okay, now I'm like moving back home. And I always used to say in school, like, I'm really scared for graduation because there's no advisor for life. Like in college, you have an advisor. This is your 4-year plan. Like, you need this, this, and this, and this, and this to achieve this. And it's all laid out. You just gotta sign the dotted line and take yourself to class. But once you graduate, it's kind of you're the advisor now. It's up to you to lay out your own curriculum, and that can be very tricky. So then when you kind of start figuring out what you need to do and what you need to achieve, you have to figure out, okay, how am I going to do this, but also take care of home, deal with household stuff, deal with family, deal with friendships, relationships. Like, all of that stuff takes a lot of energy and a lot of time. And for me, going from like being super active on campus to like being at a like predominantly stationary job where I'm sitting all day, working out has become like not even a question. It has become a necessity in my day-to-day life. So finding time to do that, all of those things, and still sleep can be, and is often impossible to do all in one day, definitely, but also sometimes in the week, because you also need that downtime, you need that self-care time and things like that. So I would say, number one, start with a planner. Number two, I would say figure out your priorities. Once you get your planner, figure out your priorities. Figure out what needs to get done when, based on your needs, your schedule, and what's important to you. But also, like we said, figure out where you can squeeze in that self-care time, that me time. For me, self-care could be the working out, the fitness. Even though sometimes that's like so strenuous, I don't even consider that self-care. I mean, I'm caring for myself, but it's not something I personally like to do religiously. So yeah, but to each his own. It could be, a face mask. It could be meditation. It can be going to church. It can be talking on the phone for an hour. Just something, whatever helps you clear your head and refocus and gives you that break you need from all of this other colossal mount load of stuff you got going on. So yeah, so definitely make time for the self-care. See where you can squeeze that in. That's the top 3 things. And then after that, I would work my way down the list and try to build habits. Try to build positive and good habits. Once you wire that in your brain, once you get those 3 things accomplished, and then you wire what you have said, what you have written out, what you have prioritized, and figured out where you can get your me time, it's time to like wire it in your brain and execute. So figure it out. Like, okay, I like to do this at this time. I'm more productive during this time, so I should do this. Because you might be like me, I'm typically more productive in the evening. So initially, I've been doing a workout challenge, and I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna work out every day after work because I don't really feel like, I function as well throughout the day if I get up super early and try to work out before work. Some days I have to get up so early for work, I can't even do that. So I went with the first option that I mentioned as far as breaking out in the evening. Now, that has been a little challenging because saying that I'm going to do that, it takes up a big portion of my day. And that's kind of hard to adjust to. So now I've kind of had to go back and say, okay, when I can, or when I don't have to get up those super early days, I'm going to work out in the morning to give myself that freedom after work to kind of, do some of the other things that are a priority to me. So that way I'm not just hitting the same two things every time, and I'm just like blah. I'm not fueling those other aspects of my life. So that's the what. Dang, I'm talking. I done lost count, y'all. But yeah. So that's kind of where I'm at with things. It's definitely challenging. Be patient with yourself. What I'm learning is don't rush. Figure it out, because when you figure it out, you will start to achieve things. When you figure out what you want to do, with when and with who, everything else will kind of fall in place. Some things will get neglected inevitably, but I feel like if it's certain things or certain people, they should understand. You know what I mean? When you're working on yourself, people have to understand. And you have to be the type of person where still be there for people when it counts. I'm never saying neglect people when they really need you. But for all the other foo-foo, you have to prioritize yourself. And that's one thing that I'm really learning, because I know that you can say yes to a person 100 times, and then one time you say no, they forget the 50 other times or the 100 other times that you said yes. So it's like, you damn if you do, you damn if you don't. So you might as well do what's best for you, what makes you happy. Like, that's the number one priority above all. I think I said getting a plan was number one. No, number one is like figuring out what makes you happy. So what makes you happy, I guess that will move to like kind of prioritizing things. So maybe that should be at the top. Prioritizing things. Get that planner. Once you get the priorities straight, then you can plan out everything. Things like that. Oh, and also you want to make sure, get rid of the things that don't matter. So when you're listing the things that you feel are a priority, also make sure you're crossing off things that aren't benefiting you, that aren't feeding you, that aren't watering your flowers. Because, this is such a growth stage. It really is a growth stage. So make sure everything you're partaking in, you're participating in, the people you're socializing with, make sure it's fueling you in some way. Whether that they boost your mood, or it boosts your mood, or it clears your head, or feeds you knowledge, or it relaxes you, or it brightens your day. That's the type of things you want. Or it puts money in your pocket. If it doesn't fit in one of those categories, it's time to cross the X off. It's time to cross it off the list, hun. Like, it is what it is. So yeah, I hope I helped you guys out. Thanks for tuning in. I hope this video wasn't too long. I tried to keep it standard 10 minutes. But yeah, please comment. Let me know if you need advice or anything. Feel free to drop the tip in curiouscat.me, and I will definitely answer your questions in my next video. Don't forget to subscribe, and make sure you follow on Instagram at What's Hot Vlog and at Stacey_K. Thank you guys.